So do you think Bersama is a necessary party, or do you think that they're just going to spoil the next election?
Very simple. They will just be a spoiler.
Okay.
At best. This is not to say that they have no right to stand or exist. I'm not stating that. I'm just stating the fact that the votes that they receive will at best be a spoiler for Harapan.
The rebuttal to that would be that presumes their votes would have gone to Pakatan Harapan.
Yes.
And so you would contend that would have been the case.
Yes.
If it had not been for Bersama, those votes.
An
would 100%
overwhelming
have
majority of those votes would have gone to Harapan, or they may not come out to vote.
Right, exactly. So if had not come out to vote, would, for instance, the 2 seats that...
It's a question of judgment.
Right.
So it's never going to be conclusive.
Of course.
So we can argue all we want whether they will come out to vote or
Of course.
vote otherwise. So my take and the general take out there is we come from the same voter pool.
Okay.
When you have a new party, how do you come into this conversation without being accused of being a vote spoiler? Is there a specific strategy that you wish Bersama would have taken?
Or are you doomed to...
Yeah, you're
No.
doomed to be a spoiler.
At this current stage, they are doomed to be a spoiler. They are not far off from MUDA in 2022, 2023,
Better or worse right now?
plus minus.
Okay, you have a new party, you want to change the narrative of politics. How do you do it without being accused of being a spoiler?
You need to have sufficiently strong narrative.
Which we've not seen in the
We
past
have.
20 years, I guess.
20 years, yep. We saw it in 1999.
Right, exactly.
We saw it in 1986. So you establish a counteracting force. So 1986, you have Semangat 46.
Yep.
It didn't last beyond 2 or 3 terms, but it existed as a force back then. Then you have PKR being born in 1999 with sufficiently strong narrative to shift votes. And in Sabah, you have Warisan with the backing of the eastern side of Sabah to be able to shift votes. Bersama doesn't have that.
But Warisan is a different thing because it wasn't like a 2-party system in Sabah and Sarawak,
No,
right?
but doesn't matter. So you need to have sufficiently strong basis or narrative
But
to
no,
be able to
wouldn't-
stand on your own.
Wouldn't Charles Point be the crux of it? Because there was no
I'm
two-party
just,
system between that.
I'm just saying that you need to have a sufficiently strong voter realignment factor, which doesn't exist for Bersama. So they are trying to improve on things. I can accept that. But that improvement on things and improvement on what we are pursuing doesn't provide sufficient justification for major voter realignment.
So you're saying that it's moving the needle, it's not shifting the narrative.
That's right.
But then how do you move the needle otherwise? Because for many people who supported Pakatan over all these years, arguably the needle has shifted in the wrong direction in the last 4 years because of the compromises that you admitted that you have to make in the last unity government.
How to shift it back towards where presumably most Pakatan Harapan voters who voted.
You have to take out the whip for Pakatan Harapan.
How strong is that whip now?
You have to make it strong. So the approach, in my view, is that Pakatan Harapan has done 6 or 7 things right, 2 things so-so, 1 thing very bad. You have to accept the fact that they have done well for these 6 things, but I'm going to keep criticizing for you to improve on that 2 or 3 things that you are not doing as well. So the support has to be for Pakatan Harapan, and then you continue the criticism or the engagement to make sure they improve on the 2 or 3 items that you don't like, or for some they may say 3 or 4 items that you don't like, and make sure they improve, as opposed to voting for another party that claims to be able to do better for that 1 or 2 things, but in return what you get is you get neither the 6 that have done well and the 1 thing you want, you give it to the guy who does 8 things wrong.
The argument right now is we're already losing those 6 things because we're...
So my argument is we are actually doing well for a lot of the 5 or 6 things, and those things are underrated many of our voters and
Stability
critics.
being one of them, for instance.
Stability being one of them, but that's actually the lesser ones of them. We're doing very well economically. We have had some political reforms, not everything that we wanted, but we have had many reforms that previously would never have been approved. There are some that we are still trying to do, subject to the reps out there agreeing, because we need 2/3 majority in order to amend some of the constitutional elements like 2 terms for PM. So there are things we are trying to do. There are some things we don't do well. I myself will be a critic for those items, but we cannot not recognize the fact that there are things that we are doing very well.
Terima kasih kerana menonton Siapa Makan Cili.
Dan kalau korang ada siapa yang korang nak kita jemput ke show kita, sila tinggalkan di ruang komen di bawah.
Dan jangan lupa subscribe.